Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with episode 3 with the one and only Anna Kelly. Hi, Anna.
Hi, good to be here with you today.
Thank you so much for this. It's such an honor to talk to you every week. I have so much fun, and I love the fact that we help so many people.
Yes, me too.
What I want to do in episode 3 is I want to kind of wrap up episode 1 and 2 into actionable items for our audience, right? Episode 1 was Jamie Dimon telling us an economic hurricane is coming. Episode 2 was kind of PTSD, looking back at the last crash and how it unfolded and how we take advantage. So we are on the precipice of an economic hurricane. Let's tell our audience, which is mainly real estate focused, what we want them to do. We'll play ping pong. You'll go, I'll go with things that we recommend they do now.
Absolutely. Get liquid. If you have equity in properties, take the equity, lock in a home equity loan, pay off your debt, get liquid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The one for me is it's step 1 of everything I do. Get a buy box. A lot of you have been hearing me have buy box. I did a Zoom call with 100 of my students and gave it away on this channel. It's called Buy Box Deep Dive. Over an hour material. Get a flipping buy box. The buy box is focus and it is permission to not look at anything else. Most of you are all over the map, and you can't be all over the map in a scary environment. Get a flipping buy box.
Yeah. And then I'll piggyback on that is take daily action. It doesn't do you any good if you have a buy box, but then you get afraid or you think I'm going to look at deals once a week. You've got to be able to really go in there, look at deals every single day, see when markets are changing and start to make offers. And then when you see a great deal, you go for it. You don't second guess it. You don't worry about the economy. You see decent, bad, great deal, do the deal.
Yeah, I can't. That's exactly right. Because what will happen when you do the work is that anomaly, it will just speak to you. It will jump off the page like, oh, this one is different. In my market, I want an 8 or 9. It'll be a 13. I'm like, I better go look at that one, right? Take some.
Yes.
The other thing I want to tell people to do, and again, I am still improving, right? I'm adding new skills to my toolbox. Something I've never done, Anna, is subject to, right? Basically, taking over a property subject to an existing mortgage. Yes. I think something that's going to be wildly popular and wildly helpful is to market to pre-foreclosures. It's actually a course that's being added today, a bonus section that I have somebody adding. Because I want that 30-year money. I want to go get 5, 6, 10 houses with, a 2.7 30-year interest rate that I'll never refi, right?
Yes.
I want some of that debt. I don't know again, I never done one. Maybe there's ups and downs of it, but I'm looking to add new skills. I will certainly do seller financing again, done that a lot. I have a non-QM lender that will do 50, 40, 10s with me. So I can get into 10%, assuming sellers take 40. I'm ready to rock and roll, but I'm not against adding new skills.
Absolutely. It's super important. And to that point, I would say seller financing and learning how to do creative deals is really, really important. So, model your deals different ways. Don't just model them with 20% down or 25% down and, a loan from a bank. You need to model them with, 50, 40, 10, 80, 10, 10, all kinds of things, 100% seller financing. Learn the benefits of seller financing, learn how you can help them, how they can delay capital gains, for example, and then learn how to structure those deals. Then you start, making those kind of offers and seeing what sticks.
Yeah. And I had a CPA, shout out Bob Langworthy, do a seller financing section in the course, talk about delayed capital gains, talk about installment loans. It's all in there.
Yes.
Because again, seller financing deals are often the best option, right? I've done millions of dollars in seller financing. All of them will tell you it's the best thing they ever did. So
absolutely.
What else? I guess the last thing is that I would tell people is this window of pain, this hurricane, as Jamie Dimon says, I'd be prepared for at least 2 years. So what does that mean? That means if you're lucky enough to come into this and you are liquid, don't get rid of everything in 3 months.
Yes.
What I'm telling people, and I only tell people what I'm doing is I will do a deal probably in the next 3 to 4 months. I'm going to make every deal I do after that better than the deal I did. That is something I did from 2009 to 2012. I wanted every deal I did to be better than, because I didn't know where the bottom was. I didn't know where max pain was. And then
Right.
one day in my market, hedge funds came in and bought the entire book of REOs, and the world was different. I wrote about it in my book. So guess what? I had to change, right? At that moment, after a second week of validation that the world had changed, I had to change. But I spent almost 4 years making every deal better than the one previous.
Yeah.
And I want people to do that.
I love that. I love that. One other thing that I would just throw out there is really your network is very important. I made the mistake of going it alone and not really working with other people early on, kind of got jaded. And with all of the craziness, there are some crazy, greedy people who are unscrupulous at the time too, right?
Oh, yeah.
But we've got to build a really good network of people so that you can leverage other people's money, leverage other people's times, really prepare. And we talked about this in episode number 2, really prepare for those banks to start to tighten. So if you're not already in a great financial position, you need to be networking with other investors who you can go in and do deals together. Doing deals together is better than no deals done at all, right? So start expanding your network, picking people's brain, talking to us, listening to the show to see where are we going, how do we hedge, and then find other people that you can leverage and other people's money, especially.
Yeah. And then I guess I'll wrap this up with, again, this is it will likely be years in the making. I think there's going to be a lot of people preaching crash, bubble for clicks. They are trying to profit off you, right? They make a penny every time you watch their videos, certainly on YouTube.
Yeah.
I want you to acknowledge it. You can watch it. I do. But realize this is time to take action. And as Anna said earlier, daily action. Get a buy box, daily action, figure it out, network, grow. This should be an opportunity to create a deal of the year, if not a deal of a decade. Yes. I promise you, if you do the work, you will find one. And be conservative, but be excited.
Yes.
Right? Be excited for what is coming. I certainly am.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say be patient too, right? Don't be so anxious to do a deal that the first one that pencils a little bit, you think that's a great deal, right? You have to be patient because you don't want to catch a falling knife. You want to know, you want to know your market. But if you've only got limited resources, you want to wait and you wait and you do really, really good deals. Don't do average deals in this market.
No, I always talk about average, good, and great. I'm telling people to flush good down the toilet. We are only doing great deals. I've taken what I accepted last year, raised it, and I'm only doing above that. So it's kind of a double raise. Yes. We are only doing great deals. I only need to do 2 or 3 this year. They're going to be so much better than last year. And the deals I do next year will hopefully be better than the ones I do this year. So Anna, how can people find you?
Great. You can find me here every week. You can find me on social media at Anna Kelly, REI Mom, and you can find me on my website at reimom.com.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time. Have a wonderful week.
Thanks. You too.